But certain companies don't let you. They want you to be a liner jock, in and out.
Why do you think that? Is it just the money? Because I've always thought maybe that was just because they're focused on the bottom line, and it's less talking, more commercials.
Well, it depends on the company. But there's some companies out here that like personality radio, like you to talk, but after 9 a.m., it's like shut up and play the music. That's basically what it is these days. Unless it's a talk format. I don't know why. I think that's a big way of trying to, I guess, regulate a personality, because you can't be bigger than the radio station. There has been some times where personalities have been bigger than a radio station.
In Chicago history, you had Tom, who opened the door for the big radio personality.
Yes.
In urban radio, all right? So from Tom, you had Doug. From Doug, you had the Bad Boys on the platform. And when the Bad Boys left you guys, the Chocolate Jocks came right in. No, I mean, but it seemed like at that particular time, that's when it was like, okay, hold on, we got to stop this. And they started limiting the personalities, or not, and I don't want to say limiting, but maybe not allowing them to really resource the talents that they had.
Yeah. And then these days, there are programmers who aren't grooming talent as well.
I agree with that.
Because you have some programmers who aren't experienced programmers. You know what I'm saying? They're just a jock that's 23 that they'll throw the program director title on, and now this 23-year-old program director is the program director of a station who hasn't been through air check sessions or hasn't paid their dues and did the grind of a personality on the air. So that's a key part. It's not a lot of people who are grooming personality.
Now, are you a programmer down there?
I am, yes.
Wow, how you like it?
Love it. I'm the boss.
You the boss. Can't fire yourself. No. Like, I got my job. Like, that's one of the biggest fears in radio. You're like, okay, how long do I have this job? And if you walk into a radio station or a new person, they say you work at a radio station, and I've seen this at every station I worked in. A new face in that station, the first people say is,
Who's leaving?
Who's leaving?
And this business is like, you got to be built for it, because it's, it's cutthroat. Like,
oh my God,
it's male dominated. You got to be built for it. You're gonna get fired. You got to network. You got to be built for it.
I never understood until I got fired. You're not in radio until you do get fired. Like,
man, I had billboards. You weren't gonna ever fire me. Never. Never. And it happened. And I used to tell my students that, like, you got to get fired. It's gonna happen.
Right.
You're gonna get fired. So just prepare for how you're gonna bounce back. Who you're going to network with, because it's going to happen. You're going to get fired.
Let me ask you this real fast before we move on, I guess. Because Trey's going to hang out with us today. When you got fired, Trey, because I remember when I got fired, I felt like the lowest person in the world, because I felt like I was working blood, sweat, and tears. I was like, if you called me at 4 in the morning and said you needed me there at 4:01, I was getting there.
That don't matter.
It didn't matter.
That don't matter.
So when you got fired, what did you go through? Because this was your career. This was the point where you guys were out there influencing, entertaining,
Well, let me first say I didn't have a backup plan.
Okay.
Yeah, I just started radio. I was just going to be on the radio, and that was just what I was going to do. And I'm on the radio, and there's nothing else to happen. They were giving us hints, because I got fired along with Sean Knight and Sam Silk, so they just let us all go at once. So I kind of had an inkling that was about to get me. Maybe 2 months before it happened. I had a pretty decent paying salary at the time. And, when radio, it's time to make decisions. And plus, I had been at the station like 10 years. I had the situation had kind of worn itself out. You know what I'm saying? And it was just time to make a change. So I was expecting it to happen. So once it happened, I just had to figure out, oh my God, what's next?
Wow.
That's what a lot of people don't have that backup plan. So I was just like, what am I going to do now? I can't go to Jewel and bag up groceries. I can't live a regular life and go get a regular job, because here I am. You know what I'm saying? So it's it's a different situation.
I know when I got fired, I was like, I didn't want to know. And then that's when everybody, ain't you cool out from GCI? No, not no more.
Right. Yeah.
Like it's a sting every time they say, why you not on the radio?
I was still asked to do appearances and remote appearances, and I'd say to myself, like, why? Why you want me? I'm not on the radio anymore. But I had to think about it. Okay, you can't erase the 12, 13 years that you put in doing the job that you did.
And that's a generation of people that grew up with you.
Absolutely. You can't narrow in who loves you and who spent hours and hours.
And you know what? That's very interesting because with radio, you never see them. You don't know
Right.
who's listening. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
you know, it is an interesting target market. But,
Yeah.
Trey, man, I'm glad you're here. We're going to hang out a
Appreciate
little bit, talk a little bit. All right, so in the studio, ladies and gentlemen, this lady right here, I'm looking at her and I'm like, look just like her daddy. Ladies and gentlemen, her name is Sheena Baskerville. Yeah! Now, let me tell you who she is. First of all, Sheena is the CEO and founder of Dynamic Dance Force and also daughter of the CBS weatherman, Steve Baskerville. So you guys know him. Chicago weatherman legend. He did his thing. And that must be pretty interesting, too, when your father comes to school. Like, ain't you the man from TV?
Yes. Everywhere we go.
Everywhere we go.
Yeah.
What did you learn from your dad? I'm curious, because he's been in the business. So what did you see and what did you pick up from him?
Just ambition. My father, he's just, came from nothing. We're from West Philly. And he just wanted to succeed. And I feel like he just taught me how to just keep, whatever dream you have, don't stop.
Right.
If you stop, if you feel like it's too hard, that means you're supposed to keep going. And change, embrace it.
That's interesting. When you feel like your dream is too hard, you got to keep going. That's really interesting. So tell us a little bit about what you're doing. You're the CEO and founder of Dynamic Dance Force. Over 20 years in dance training? I'm sorry, dance.
Dynamic Force Dance.
Oh, Dynamic Force Dance.
Yes.
Okay. Over 20 years doing this?
Over 20 years. So I started out.
Hold on, Sheena, you don't even look like you that old.
Oh, I know. Thank you.
Like, for real.
Just turned 37.
Get out of here.
She's still a baby.
May 7th.
And all your teeth are white and perfect. Did you see that?
Oh, thank you.
But tell us, so what was this journey like?
So I started I was dancing since I was 4, and I loved it. My parents are big theater heads, so I've always traveled to New York, Broadway, and I fell in love, of course, with just the dancers. They're magical to me. They took over. I felt like that was the best part of any show. Michael Jackson, whatnot, Temptations. My father's a huge fan. Pat Rack, Rat Pack, all that. So then I just went to college. I started becoming a professional actress at. Oh, wow. I think 11. I was in
You went to Columbia College, right?
I did.
Hey, I did too.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. Majored in dance and marketing.
Okay. That's an interesting combination, dance and marketing.
So I always knew that I wanted to own my own business.
Right.
And I knew that I didn't want to dance forever, but I love to perform. But I always loved teaching. So when I was at Columbia, I did the teaching track.
Okay.
And I just fell in love with choreography. I was always a coach at Jones, South Loop Elementary, Perspectives. I was everywhere. Out West, Crane. I've done it all, and I just always felt like after dance, after I'm done traveling, I want to be the boss. So I picked up marketing, and I loved it, and I wanted to know more about how to do business.
Gotcha. Right. Well, it makes sense. So as a dancer, let me ask you this. You watched a lot of musicals, right?
Yeah.
What is your favorite musical?
Rent.
Rent. LaDonna Ray, your favorite musical?
You know what? Rent is the one, but West Side Story.
West Side Story. Okay.
Yeah.
Johanna Leah, favorite musical?
I like Grease.
Grease was dope, man. That was dope. I wanted to be a white gangbanger. Kels Coleman, favorite musical?
Annie.
Annie?
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
I was Miss Hannigan.
Really? Trey the chocolate guy. You got a favorite musical, man?
Cats.
Cat. I never saw Cats.
Me either. It just felt good to say.
Okay. Trey the chocolate jock is there. Okay, so now what's going on? You guys have a recital coming up July 18th.
Yeah, July 8th at Stage 773.
Okay.
We have 2 dance companies in-house. So dance studio, we have all ages from 2 to 18. From everything from ballet, tap, hip-hop, breaking, and tumbling.
2 years old?
Do you have twerking? Do you have twerking?
No. For the adults.
Twerking is
When I
not
got
a
my
dance.
adults-
Are you?
It actually is.
I always thought twerking was just a booty exercise.
You could actually learn a technique.
Okay.
A technique for what?
Kind of technique?
Hold on, we're stepping in the wrong round. Ladies and gentlemen, let's come
We can
back.
talk about twerking and kicking.
Right.
Say.
Yeah, you can't do that. You cannot do that. No.
Well,
not-
these girls are fast. I told you they're disrespectful.
That's
so-
the first thing.
After she got the pop in her neck, I figured she was gonna start twerking at me.
That's the first thing I say. We cannot twerk.
But what is the twerk? I don't understand I know for men.
It's good for the glutes.
The appeal for a
Twerking is good for
man.
everybody.
The appeal for a man for twerking is something that started back in the club. And y'all remember how you used to dance up on everybody, and they used to get up on you, and we used to call it like when you get close to them and dance.
That's called grinding.
It was grinding, but now it's to a different level. Then they started like holding each other's leg, like the guys would try to push the girl and push the guy at the same time, trying to push him through their body. You remember that trend?
If you go back through history, twerking was around before it was called twerking.
It was actually
African
New Orleans,
dance.
but New Orleans bounce dance is part
Oh,
of
well,
twerking.
yeah, but even before that, African dance involves
I've
twerking
never
as
seen
well.
an African
How you think
dance.
I got
Look
here?
up your history.
No, I've never seen an African. No, for real. I would love to see an African tribe doing some twerking. And
They do it.
Yeah, African dances are very exotic.
But
Yeah.
twerking?
Or like Caribbean,
Yes,
Caribbean
all
all
the
the
dance.
whole
hips.
body, absolutely.
I'm sorry, I just took this totally elsewhere,
You did.
but I'm just,
I'm finna
twerking
Google
is
it.
just so fascinating,
Do it.
because it's just the butt that moves, the head is
Hawaiian
and the butt is just, it's like the bobblehead of the booty.
So July 8th is your Saturday.
It just keeps moving.
July 8th. So, but again, I am interested in the fact how difficult it is to teach 2-year-olds these routines, because my daughter's in the ballet dance, and yeah, they were all great and cute, but they were terrible. But nobody was together. It was cute to see them being terrible. That's the cute part about it, but nobody was really dancing. They just walking through there, shaking their hands.
Right, just trying to,
Right.
but fundamental movement is important. Motor skills, when
Right.
you start as an infant in daycare.
So is that what it's more about, just helping them develop their
Yes.
motor skills?
Bonding, that confidence,
Okay.
the memory. It really works on and improvisation. So not only are they learning choreography, but it's also to be creative, and to not be afraid to musicality,
Right.
counts. Teaches a lot.
Now, the TV show Dance Mom, with what the lady who's now going
To jail? Right.
Whoa.
Was she a phenomenon, or are a lot of the dance teachers like her?
So I feel a lot of dance teachers are like her.
Really?
I mean, it depends. For me, I feel like I want to create the atmosphere for kids to be comfortable. I feel like when kids are happy,
Right.
they do more. They do more. They learn more, and they'll come back. Some teachers really want to see that technique be the best from the beginning, and that's what she did. And she whoops their asses, right?
But it seems so
But you don't
unfair, though.
Yeah, then you can instill fear. I never want to instill fear. I feel like when I did ballet, my first teacher, Gus Giordano, I don't say shout out a little bit.
Get out, I went there.
You did?
I didn't learn twerking though.
Thank God.
Look, I could use
Can you
a
twerk,
little
Joanna?
No.
Okay, there you go.
But yeah, I just felt like ballet, my first teacher scared the crap out of me, and I don't feel like that's right, because, it's also something you're supposed to enjoy. It's part of the arts.
Yeah, I mean, I agree with you, but I do love the fact that parents are now, I see more parents keying in on what their children's talents are and trying to direct them to that. Because I wish I'd have had that. Let me ask you guys this question. No, I see the ones that I see. I'm not saying everybody, but I do see more parents trying to get their children early, because what's happening is you got people like Tiger Woods, the LeBrons, Kobe's, who start off young, and you see this happening. So you got a lot more parents that are saying, let me start my child off young, and maybe he'll have a better chance at some type of success. If you guys could go back to your childhood, what is one thing you wish your parents would have put you in or focused on when you were a kid, so that you would be now doing that? Donna Ray?
My singing,
Really?
yes.
Now, you are a singer, but they didn't know that when you were younger?
They knew it, but back then the words of wisdom were go to school. And also the other thing was my mom tried to put me into acting so that we could, use that to get the singing going. But she stopped because they told her that I was not blonde enough or blue-eyed enough. Wow. And that was in the 70s, obviously. But that kind of killed my spirit as well. And I didn't get back on the horse until I got into grade school.
That's interesting. Johanna Leah.
I just wish I would have finished out with basketball, honestly.
When you were younger, you wanted to play basketball?
Oh, I played basketball.
So you wanted,
For years.
so you figured had
I just wish I would have stuck with it. I don't think it was a parent thing. I think it was just a me thing.
Okay. Kels?
I also have to piggyback. I can't say my parents didn't, because anything I wanted to pursue, they
They let you do.
definitely,
Okay.
my parents lost a lot of money messing around with me. So.
Hey, They probably shaking their head now like,
Yeah.
But what would you have liked to focus on if you were?
Probably acting as well, because I was with an agency for a little while. I did some commercials, and I was like an extra in some shows and stuff too, but probably if I could have focused more on that. But my father was more so like, you don't need an education to act, so you're gonna go to school, so that was not an option.
Trey the Chocolate Jockey said, what about you, Trey, man? For you, what do you think you would love to focus on? Have your parents focus on when you were young?
Finances. How to divvy them up, how to save, how to invest.
Right.
Finances.
That's really, that's really interesting because I never learned about like credit cards and stuff. My first credit card was Home Depot. They gave me $500. I went and bought $500 worth of stuff at Home Depot when I was like 18 years old.
Yeah.
I had a safe, some hammers, some screws. I was like, I'm going to build something one day.
I left the whole credit card out on CDs because I had a little college radio show. So I spent like $1,000 on like 50 CDs. It was crazy.
Get out of here.
Yeah.
Ladies and gentlemen, Brian Wildcat Smith is in the building. Wildcat!
What's going on, everybody?
Wildcat, here's the question real fast, man. We were just talking
Y'all
about
tan.
Yeah. Wildcat has been on a world tour, if you guys did not know it, man. Where did you go, Wildcat?
Oh man, I went everywhere. I went D.C., we did Baltimore, did Virginia, then we went to Punta Cana for like 4 days. It was crazy, man. I kept seeing people I thought I went to high school with. Didn't speak the language. And then we did Dallas and Houston, man. It was all vacation, no work.
Brother, you look like a different man.
I know.
I feel different,
We
man.
missed you, man.
Yes.
So-
Good to be home.
Yeah, so Wildcat, we were saying if you can go back in time when you were a kid and your parents could put you in a direction of something that you were interested in when you were a child, what would that be?
Oh man, I wish I had more support for acting. Like I wanted to be an actor. My mom was like, "Nah, why don't you go to college and get something good?" And then, like, you never heard of Eddie Murphy, Richard Pryor? You don't believe in these people at all? I'm gonna go to SIU for you, mama. A year later, I'm gonna do comedy.
Wow, that's what's up. All right, ladies and gentlemen, in the studio, Miss Sheena Baskerville. Sheena, CEO and founder of Dynamic. Say it right. Forest Dance. I want to make sure I got the words right. Your recital is July 8th coming up. Now, how can people get contact with your parents? First of all, how do parents know that dance is the right fit for their child?
That's a good question. So I feel like you just need to try it. You need to explore everything. I feel when you have a young child, don't hold them back. Try everything: sports, dance, and then you'll know. Like after that first week or first class, I feel like it just brings a certain energy to your child, a certain type of focus. You'll notice.
So when your 3-year-old is watching the MTV Music Awards and Nicki Minaj comes on and your 3-year-old is just going and going and going and no rhythm, is that like an indication she should come to you?
She should come to class?
Okay.
Yeah.
Wait, here's the bigger question. When you have children that have no rhythm, can you teach them rhythm?
Yes. I tell everybody, you can learn to dance.
White people, listen. Go ahead, say it again.
You can learn to dance.
What is that with white people? Wildcat, maybe you can
Wait,
help
that's
me.
a black people thing too.
Oh,
I've never seen a black person who snaps like white people.
Well, nice. I'm Johanna Leah. Nice to meet you.
Well, I mean, but again,
You want to see my dance?
But again, Johanna, you are mixed with white and black. So
Here we go.
I mean,
Here
of
we
course.
go. Here we go.
I'm just saying, but a white person they snap funny. What is that, Wildcat?
Views and points.
I've always wondered, but no.
But white people dance to a different beat.
What is
That's all
it? I don't understand it.
They hear it in their head.
They dance with their hearts, not with their ears.
That's not true. White people have come a long way in dancing.
They have.
Yeah.
Yes,
Come on,
it's
baby.
Oh my
not like it
God,
used
that's
to be.
true.
I'm
I've
like,
seen a white Kappa who was
isn't-
getting it.
Wasn't J-Lo's little
Right.
boy toy white? He was white and he was.
What's not to say that all.
Oh yeah, what's his name?
I don't know.
He's hot.
Right, but
Boy.
it's not to say that all white
That's
people
his
don't
name.
have rhythm, but the image is that generally Caucasian, European Americans don't dance on the same beat that most people do. I mean, but as you being a dance instructor, would you
It's in
confirm or
accounts.
deny? It's in accounts.
Count. You have to count. Musicality is all about counts. I always tell my kids, if you know your choreography, I know you know your counts.
Okay.
Because then you should not be offbeat if you know your counts.
Okay.
If you just take a shot of Patron and get lost in the music, you'll
Good.
get it.
These are children, and I have a question.
Thank you for that.
I'm just trying to transition it on back to
Girls
the
is
stage.
turning children into alcoholics.
Yeah.
Just take some Patron, maybe. All right.
Patron popsicles.
Yeah, right.
Do you say that your dancing and rhythm may help to address some ADHD issues
Very
with
good
some
question.
children? You know,
So-
like you're gonna be.
That's a great question. So I do work with autistic children and ADHD children. And one of my students, Sean, he's 17 and he deals with ADHD and he's completely focused. He loves breakdance.
That's dope. That's dope.
He loves to tumble. He does not miss a class. He's never late. And I just feel like, when you like something and you're challenged at it, I think that's what ADHD
Where the
kids need.
stimulation comes in.
Yeah, I feel like they need that challenge.
Yeah.
You know, then you'll focus more.
And I think it's important for parents to know that organizations like this or any team sport helps the team building itself, working with other kids, the feeling you get when you make an accomplishment or you guys work on a recital is really, it's a payoff for them.
Yeah,
It really
we
is.
won our first competition. So my dance company has been around for 3 years,
Okay.
but the dance team is only 2 years old.
Okay.
We won our first competition about a month ago.
Wow,
Okay.
So I have some girls who've never had a dance class, and they're like a studio class.
Okay.
So when I say studio class, there's an etiquette, right? You're supposed to know, you're gonna learn the language of a technique, what to wear, your dance shoes and all that. But I feel like it's built their confidence. I have some girls who deal with bullying every
Yeah.
day.
Yeah, that was
And when they
my
come to
question.
class, you would never know that they're dealing with anything. They have their other best friends now. They have another group of community. It teaches so much. Now their confidence has been built because they won an award a month ago. And so now, some of my girls who deal with self-esteem issues, their chin's up, chest up. They're so proud, they smile
beautiful,
more.
that's beautiful.
And they just feel like they can make friends outside of school, outside of church, or outside of that, your neighborhood, your block that you're having problems on. Like now you come to class and you feel like everything went away.
Ladies and gentlemen, her name is Sheena Baskerville. Give her a round of applause.
Yeah.
Tell them how they can get in contact with your dance school and also if they want more information on your recital July 8th.
Yes, please. We're giving away 2 scholarships this year, too, for 3 months of class.
Okay.
DynamicForceDancers@gmail.com. Facebook is Dynamic Force Dancers. Instagram is @Dynamic Force. And our website is www.dynamicforcedance.com. So we are having an audition at the end of the month. Our recital is July 8th, and we're looking for talented kids. We're giving away 2 scholarships for the rest of the summer, completely free.
That's what's up. All right, guys, we're going to take a break. When we come back, more guests, more CoolOut Radio, more LaDonna Ray,
Dancing with the Stars.
Joanna Leah,
2 left feet.
Kales Coleman,
Take a shot of this here, Patron.
Brian Wildcat Smith,
Show me your best combination.
and our guest in the studio, Mr. Trey the Chocolate Jock.
Show me the money.
Trey, do you feel comfortable with still calling you the Chocolate Jock, man? Like,
Yeah, that's me.
Is it?
It ain't like he done got lighter.
Thank you.
I'm Johnny Starks, a.k.a.